So we're live.
We are live. Fuck it. Let's do it live.
Welcome everyone to another episode of Hazard Time Gets Lost. And today we're talking about episode 8,
Confidence Man.
Confidence Man.
Confidence
I'm your host, Liam. This is Dimitri. Who cares? Uh, so, this is Sawyer's first episode. What do you think of this episode?
Man. That's pretty good. it, like when it started and I realized it was going to be a Sawyer flashback, I kind of realized that that's probably the most anticipated flashback so far.
Hmm,
I would say so. It's like you want to see the behind the scenes of the dude that you kind of don't like.
yeah. Of the people we haven't gotten already, I would definitely say Sawyer is, obviously we want to know more about Locke in general, but we've already
Yeah.
gotten that little bit of Locke. Sawyer is still a big mystery
Yeah.
left open at this point. I mean, maybe finding a little bit more about Jin, but you got a little bit of Jin, so
But he's just the person that kind of begs to be explored of all the
yeah,
other, like, you know, I think that, like, why is the douche a douche?
yeah, and he is still like a remaining big character who hasn't gotten anything yet. Because like someone like Boone and Shannon, like sure they haven't had an episode, but they're not a major player in the same way that Jack or Kate or
Yeah, I mean, you can already
Sawyer
tell,
are like.
who, you know, who's the heavyweights around here. So,
The pulling their weights, and the non-contributors.
uh,
Well, I mean, really the only non-contributor is Shannon and Boone, I would guess.
sometimes I feel like they're doing the opposite. Like they're making things harder. Boone's like always like on this verge of like even in this episode, he's like halfway lying at the start. Like he just jumped me. Like well, actually, I guess I was looking for medicine.
You gotta imagine that life here would be easier with less people.
I
You
don't I
know,
don't agree at all. I think if the more people you have, obviously the more resources, but like that's just a higher chance that people that know how to get shit done.
but we know like a lot of these people don't know how to get shit done. You remember
Yeah,
there's
that's
40
true.
people
That's
alive.
so if we got yeah, if you got like a bunch of useless Dimitris on the island, it's gonna make things harder. Some of them are gonna have to.
We got 40 people. Probably about 20 of those people are completely useless and just consume water and food
Yeah, that makes
and
sense.
space, filling up those caves with their useless selves.
If we had a bunch of Saids, they'd freaking have civilization by now.
Or like one nurse to help Jack out or something. Nah,
Yeah,
Jack's got to
seriously.
do everything. Locke's got to do everything. Locke's not even taking people hunting with him anymore. He's just like, last time I did that, it didn't go
Yeah,
well. So I'll just go by myself.
it is true. Yeah, like you just need less people that are detriments to what's going on.
Yeah.
Like, just even if you can distract the boar without getting hurt, that would be better.
And even someone like Michael, who's not always useful, he'll still occasionally be like, I know construction. I can help out in this one particular scenario. Okay. You contributed this week. Good job.
Well, I guess like Sun is contributing too, but on this
Yeah,
episode, she lives off like half of a sea urchin apparently. So,
I guess.
but yeah, Jin's doing the opposite over there. He's like just making sure everybody's not bothering him, and he's not gonna help anybody else.
Hey, he's got his own business, okay? He worries about himself and his wife. And that's it.
Fair enough.
And glares at Michael.
Yeah, 'cause in
They had
in a
that
way, he kind of worries about Michael too. He wants to make sure Michael is healthy enough for him to beat him up. Nobody else is gonna hurt Michael.
they had that little showdown or glare
Yeah,
down, I guess.
don't do it, man.
So of course this is Sawyer's episode, and this is another example of the flashback kind of being a bit basic. You know, not contributing a whole lot to the
Right,
episode.
yeah.
Really.
Yeah.
But what I think it's interesting is it's almost like a reverse of Locke's flashback, because Locke is Locke's first flashback. It's like constantly building him down, just like tearing him down. Like you start with like, oh, this guy's pretty cool, and then like, oh no, he's just a crippled loser and a lame job with a shitty boss.
Yeah.
You're just constantly tearing Locke down, and this episode is almost like building Sawyer up a little bit with the flashbacks, because you start thinking like, oh, this guy's just a scumbag, and then you read the letter and you're like, oh, he's a
Yeah.
scumbag who made a wife and kid. You know, he's a scumbag who made some guy shoot his wife and blow his brains
So
out.
he's a super scumbag. Like,
Yeah, and then it ends the episode with like, oh no, he's the kid whose father, you know.
I feel like they really have the writers in particular just like have fun with Sawyer at this point in time because they're just kind of doing whatever. Like this
Yeah,
guy's a jerk. We can just kind of make the reasoning behind it whatever's the most fun. And like he doesn't want to be redeemed at this point, so he can continue being a jerk.
yeah. And there's a lot of good Sawyer lines in
Oh,
this episode.
I think one of my favorite lines so far, like in the show.
What is it?
The he's like, I don't know what kind of commie share fest you guys are having over there in Cave Town.
Oh, well, I actually made a list of some good things I liked. When Jack first confronts him about the inhaler, Jack's like, Sawyer sitting down, and Jack goes, "Get up," and he goes like, "Why? You want to see who's taller?" Like, I
Yeah,
don't know.
yeah, that's a good one.
And then he's chopping logs. Kate comes up and he's like, "What do you want, Sawyer?" He's like, "What do I want? I got
I
so
got,
many answers to that
yep.
question. I don't even know where to start."
There
He's
isn't,
like,
there's like not a dry Sawyer line. Like they all have like some sort of spice to them.
and you know, some of like a random line that I don't know sticks with me for some reason. Maybe it's just his delivery, but it's that same scene where Kate's talking to him, and Kate goes, "I seen you, you know." And he goes like, "Seen me what?"
See me what?
I don't know. He's like, she's coming with them being so vague. Like you can't.
See me what?
I've seen you. What do you want? What do you want? Like, what do you mean what I want? I've seen you. Seen me doing what? Like just
There was
say what you
another
gotta
one.
say, Kate.
There was another one too. He was talking about like the money and like the getting it, but the like the way like his vernacular that he used, it's just like so different. Like he doesn't say anything normal.
Yeah.
Like it's always something like Sawyerized. He's like like how are you gonna scare up some money? That's what he said. How are you planning to scare up $160,000 or something? Like it's not like oh where are you gonna find 160 grand? It's like no how are you gonna scare it up?
I wonder if that's like Southern, maybe, because he's supposed to be Southern, but
I
I've never
mean,
heard someone.
well, yeah, like it's kind of a combination of wherever he's kind of from or thinking or whatever, but it's just like putting it all together in one dude saying this stuff. Because like some Southern people might say it, but I don't know.
We get a little bit of Locke. I like Locke immediately throwing Sawyer under the bus.
Yeah, well, I don't know. To me, that kind of just that was like making me more wary of Locke. Like, like immediately you're kind of just throwing like ooh, because why would Sawyer do that to Saeed randomly? One and two, like oh well, he used a cigarette, but somehow it still timed the rocket to go off exactly when it was shoot. Like it's just it was a bit of a reach for Locke.
And it's funny because like I've talked to people about this, like people who've seen Lost and seen TV, and that whole thing of like, well, anyone who's seen
Yeah.
TV knows how to improvise a slow fuse with a cigarette. Like, I've seen TV, I don't know how to do
Yeah.
that.
What kind of TV are you watching, Locke? Because
Locke's just like bullshitting stuff to get Saeed to,
yeah,
to get Saeed to believe it was Sawyer for some reason. He's just throwing
This
Sawyer under the bus.
and as like quick as Saeed is, he just falls for it immediately. He's like, cigarette. Yeah, you're right. That does make sense. I bet he's the one. Like, he's probably like, I've never heard of that before, but now that you bring it up, yeah.
He's and Saeed just eats it up because he's ready. He's just ready and waiting to
He
put it
is,
all
yeah.
on Sawyer.
Like, Saeed's unlocked the other part of him that he tried to hide away. And
Yeah,
this,
we do get a little bit of Saeed background as well. We find out that he's more than just a communications officer. He's also a torturer.
yeah, that's a good line too. He's like, well, I was trained in getting people to communicate as well. Like, uh, I mean, Saeed's a baller. What else is there to say?
Yeah,
Like, he's straight gangster. Like, he's one of my favorites because he's just he's got such like a wide array of skills already shown.
you know. Okay, I don't claim this, and you're probably not going to agree with it. And like, I barely agree with it. I don't claim this, but like, I've been to Hawaii a couple times and interacted with some of these people, and apparently, I've been compared to Saeed. The people said like, so I don't remember who, but like someone said like, he kind of reminds me of Saeed. It's like, huh, okay.
Okay,
I don't know if I see that at all, but
okay.
just weird.
Well, yeah. Who am I to judge? So
I don't I don't even remember why they were. Do they think I torture people? Maybe I don't know.
I don't know, but I nah, I there's that.
Yeah,
There is that. So
I guess maybe there's some weird people watching Lost.
yeah, apparently I brought it up at work today too because one of my coworkers there was like, oh, we were talking about X Files and how he was rewatching it. And I was like, I'm actually going through Lost. And he's like, oh, Lost is great. Oh, one of the best. And then some other dude's like, oh, Lost, fucking love Lost, great show. Like, so I think I think we've mentioned it before, maybe you have, but the streaming age was really kind of lost. I feel like I feel like a lot
Yeah,
of people have found the show that didn't originally, and it's just getting more and more like beloved over time.
right. It's funny. I was having a conversation with the guy, and he mentioned Lost because he was watching. He was in the middle of watching the show Ozark on Netflix, and I was telling him like, I liked Ozark. The ending kind of sucked, and the guy's like, oh yeah, it's like that one show, that shitty ending where they're stuck on a plane or whatever. They crash on the plane, and
He
turns
didn't
out the
drop a
island's heaven.
name. Like he
Well,
didn't
he was
remember it was Lost.
well, he was like, oh, what's it called? And eventually he's like, oh yeah, right, right, Lost. That's what it's called. Like I didn't,
You just
you know,
like
I,
wait, go up to him like, just remind me to never talk to you again, please.
I didn't, be like, yeah, I'm like the number one Lost fan over here, but like, oh yeah, I've heard of that show.
If it ever comes to light that like he sees that you've been to like the Hawaii to go to the Lost reunion, he's gonna be like, strange. I mentioned how that show was lame. But so the whole thing with Shannon's inhaler, supposedly Sawyer has the medicine and he's not giving it up because he wants to smoochy smooch with Kate.
Yeah, that's his grand scheme.
Well,
You know, don't be a good guy and maybe get Kate to like you and
yeah,
kiss you
right.
that way. Scam Kate into kissing you.
Well, and again, that's what I was thinking. Like the writers are just having fun with his character. Like this guy doesn't want to be good at this point in time. Like he's not fully invested in becoming like a good dude yet. So
Yeah.
what kind of sleazy things can we make him do? And like this is about as sleazy as it gets in this situation.
Yep.
Because even when Jack is punching him, Like he goes to get water in the cave, and Jack confronts him about the medicine, and he punches him. And he looks, he's like, ah, "That's all you got." And
He's not even
Jack's like,
fighting back or anything.
"No," but that's like, Jack's like, "You know what? Forget this. Like, this is like you want this." And then Sawyer looks around and like sees everybody like kind of shrieking away from him, and he's like, it kind of hits him right there too. Is that he's like, "Oh yeah, I am disliked, aren't I?" Like people just don't like this guy because he makes himself just a jerk. But
Speaking of good old Sun magically cures
yeah, right.
uh, Shannon's asthma, and I believe at one point, hopefully it didn't get lost in the re-record, but we were talking about Cobra Kai characters being on Lost,
Oh
and
yeah.
like in the first episode of Cobra Kai, Johnny just cures Miguel of his asthma by like doing nothing. He just says, "You don't have asthma anymore," and then Miguel never has asthma again in the entire show.
TV shows against asthma.
And that's how it is in Lost. Spoiler alert: Shannon's asthma never comes up again.
Yeah, I kind of
Sun just
figured.
Sun just cures her asthma. Are you taking notes when you watch, or no? You
Uh,
tried and gave up.
I try like briefly take notes, but there, again, it never amounts to anything. I have no like peanut butter.
You don't like peanut butter?
Oh no. See, I think that was what I was trying to get across. Who doesn't like peanut butter?
Oh
How
yeah,
can you
okay.
not like peanut butter? I don't understand
Well,
that.
I feel like okay, there's definitely a group of people who don't like peanut
Okay,
butter.
well, there are people
Allergic.
who can't eat peanut butter,
Yeah.
but like Claire's like, oh, I'm the only Australian who likes peanut butter, and then like it just blows my mind to think that. Like I know they got like Vegemite, which they eat on the reg, and I'm sure we think it's gross, but peanut butter just seems different.
Yeah. I wonder if are there like people allergic to peanut butter who like still power through because they like peanut butter that much?
I think typically it's kind of like a life-threatening allergy.
There's not like levels to the reaction. Like,
I don't, not that I've heard of. Like it's usually what is that like? What's the word called for it? But their like throat swells up.
yeah, like
I was gonna say
anaphylactic
yeah,
shock.
anaphylactic shock. Let's go with that. Not what I was gonna say. I was gonna say asphyxiation.
Asphyxiation.
Yeah, I
That's
know.
choking, right?
Yeah, it's choking, which kind of works. But yeah, the um, but yeah, kind of interesting. Why are the hydrogen peroxide bottles seem like they're from like the 50s? There's a lot of hydrogen peroxide in this episode, and every time Jack grabs a bottle, he picks it up, and it's like this old school looking, like in the like you'd see in like Fallout or something. Like I've never
I
seen
didn't,
a hydrogen peroxide bottle that looks like that.
I didn't even notice that. I didn't pay attention to the bottles, I guess.
I don't know, it just stood out to me. It's like round and like the big cheesy font on there. I'm like, this is very propish.
That's always like a thing, or I guess coming up even more so is just like where are they they always seem to have so much stuff on this plane, like where are they getting all this stuff from? Who's bringing all this stuff? Are there all these bottles of hydrogen peroxide on a
Yeah,
plane
because there was
regularly?
there was a solid like at least 5 or 6 of them.
Oh right, because of the fireworks. They're like, oh yeah, thank God for fireworks smugglers. Like, is that a
Oh
thing?
yeah. Well,
Are people really smuggling fireworks on planes?
to be fair,
Yeah,
like if you were to have a plane that size, like
yeah,
that many people in their luggage, I feel like would be the best stuff. Like whatever they checked.
yeah. Can you not bring fireworks and chuck? I guess because they're
It's
explosive. I guess.
explosives. Because that's I don't even know if you can because you can't even check them. I assume.
Yeah, well, we've never had anybody try and check
that you
fireworks.
know of.
Yeah, maybe some of those fireworks smugglers got through.
Oh, great uh small role that made me happy to see was the husband of the guy that the lady that Sawyer seduces or whatever.
Who he's somebody, isn't he?
Well, I know him. I was kind of. I think he's like a bit actor that kind of plays in a lot of different things, but I know him from the bully, as in from Encino Man, and that was cool. I was like, hey, it's that dude because he's
I gotta
great
see
in
who
that. He
I gotta
plays.
see who
He usually
he
plays like a
looks familiar.
bullyish or like a kind of like a buffoon type character, kind of like a dumb like I don't know. But he was the bully in
Complete
Encino
idiot.
Man, and
Where have I seen him?
he's
'Cause
in
I
a
haven't.
lot, and he's very recognizable too.
He does look familiar. I'm looking through the. Maybe he's just familiar because he was in Lost, but I don't. I feel like
I was like, yeah, it's that guy. I can't remember his name. Biff. I think it's no, it's not Biff. That's from whatever. I want to say it's something similar to that though. What is that? Encino Man. What's his name?
he's
Let's
he
talk about
only
Lost.
familiar because Lost. I haven't seen any of this stuff he's been in.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm assuming this is all he's in. In Lost is just this one episode. So he's just got a face though. That's very
Yeah, he probably just
Matt.
looks like 7 other actors out there.
He kind of resembles Joey from Friends. He's kind of got that same vibe.
That's what I was gonna say. There's a guy in Cobra Kai. He
Hey,
vaguely
August
looks like.
birthday. But yeah, he's Matt in Encino Man. Great,
Hmm.
great movie. But yeah, so
There's a good bit with. I like the bit with Charlie and Hurley when Charlie's trying to get the.
yeah, you know,
Look at you.
look at you.
What? That guy holding the food?
I'm down one notch my belt.
And you get the torture scene where we find out that he doesn't have the inhaler and he's just been lying about it for kicks. It
So would you
gets
say that was a successful torture?
well, I mean he I feel like Sawyer folded pretty
Yeah,
quickly.
yeah. I was like
Which
thinking.
I mean he's not I would that's I from what I understand, that hurts a lot getting shit shoved under your fingernails.
Oh yeah, I freak out like at work. Sometimes when I go grab like a package or something, and there's a wooden floor. Like all the trailers have wooden floors, like and they're like little splinters sticking up out of it because it's old. You go to grab a package and then, shink, and then that ruins my whole night. So
Yeah.
those are some big pieces of bamboo. And another thing too, I was thinking because I remember this scene happening. I just don't remember like the specifics. I don't remember how it turned out. And I was like, there's no way Sawyer's gonna sit here and endure this torture. Like torture's you have to be like trained to get through that.
Yeah.
You know, I think some people probably are better at it than others, but like that's like training that it takes. So I was gonna call shenanigans if Sawyer was like, nah, nah, you know, kind of just like joking the whole time, like pulling like a James Bond or something, which he
Oh, that's
does to like an extent, but like it's much more realistic. Like it was kind of it was better to see that they didn't have him like shrug it off.
yeah. That was a crazy torture scene though, Casino Royale.
Yeah, that was weird.
They're whipping his balls with the big
That was such a
giant rope. But he's got to go the good line right after the torture, where like
yeah, yeah.
he asks Kate for the kiss, and she goes, "Are you serious?" And like, well, I'm tied to a tree in a jungle of mystery. I've been tortured by a damn spinal surgeon and genuine Iraqi.
Becky.
Of course, I'm serious.
Yeah. Again, just like I mean, he's just one-liners after one-liners. It's great.
Definitely feel like there was a little bit of fun, writing his stuff, especially.
That's I kind of want to know like is there like a group of writers developing this Sawyer stuff or is there like one Sawyer guy? Like he's our go-to Sawyer guy. He can write it like no other.
Probably is just a group of people.
I mean, Yeah, like a typically, but just like, is there one guy who's just really good at writing those Sawyer lines?
Mm.
He just talks like.
I wonder what I'd have to look at. I wonder if they like bring if I mean obviously every writer is going to be doing developing Sawyer, but like if like in season 2 when they do another Sawyer episode, if they bring back the person who
I was about to say we said we're gonna pay more attention to like the cast or the behind the scenes crew. So I guess we can keep an eye on that. Who wrote Confidence Man?
well we'll have to let's see.
It was directed by Tucker Gates and Damon Lindelof.
Tucker Gates is a big well written by Damon Lindelof. So that means it's a pretty significant episode, and I think it's going to be one of the few where it's not Lindelof and Hughes.
Hmm.
Because usually they're a pair, and there's only a couple there's only like maybe 1 or 2 episodes in season 1 where they aren't together.
Yeah, and so well, kind of weird. Like the next few episodes aren't even written by any like part of Damon Lindelof. So
Yeah. If it's an episode written
wow,
by
fucking
Lindelof,
spoiler. Thanks
what?
Wikipedia, because it's my own fault.
What did you see?
Well, I was just skipping ahead through the episodes, and they have like a little picture for each one, and they had a specific picture for of Hearts and Minds. I think it is. Hold on,
Oh,
where is it? Yeah, Hearts and Minds. Yeah, they put a real specific picture for that one. Appreciate that. Nice. Though I kind of figured.
what was what's the picture?
Well, I'm not gonna say, but
Hearts and Mind, does it
it's
involve Boone and Shannon?
yeah, yeah.
You know,
Figured this
I
character could
do.
last for only so long.
Wait, I don't think you're looking at Hearts and Minds.
Yeah, I am. Hearts and Minds. Let me go back.
Well, let me look up Wikipedia and see what you're seeing.
Yeah, no, I'm looking at
Well,
it right here.
because did they put the wrong image? Like, did they put an image that isn't even in that
I don't know, but
episode?
Hearts and Minds, man, I didn't expect it going like that. Now I'm just reading the synopsis, so we can just skip that episode.
Oh, okay. You're seeing that image.
Confidence, man. Flashbacks on the island.
Well, okay, you're seeing the image, but not reading the description of the image.
Well, yeah, I read the description of the image as well.
You're getting yourself a little bit too worked up there, I would say.
uh,
I was about to say there's another good.
it
Don't
doesn't
look
matter.
up
It's
too
all
much
messed up.
because there's specific things in Hearts and Minds that you didn't know about.
Well, I just read the plot too, so
Why are you reading the plot
I
on
only read a little
Wikipedia?
bit.
That's so lame.
Just that one episode. What does Josh Holloway do anything else?
He does TV.
Well, what was it? Hawaii Five O? Was he in that? Is that him?
He had like intelligence, and he had some other thing with Lori from The Walking Dead. I don't know if that was intelligence or if that's I'm thinking of 2 different shows. Hold
I
on,
mean, he's really good.
Josh Holloway. He had. It should. Most recently, he's in Yellowstone. Now, Colony is with him and Lori from Walking Dead.
Hmm.
I believe. Yeah. And then he's got intelligence. He's in like Mission Impossible 4 for like 30 seconds.
The thing with this kind of like exploring of a character is like, oh wow, like they're trying to give Sawyer, like they're trying to make us feel sorry for him a little bit or whatever. But I mean, obviously this guy wasn't just a jerk. Like nobody's just an asshole just because. Like he's got a backstory. Of course he does. Like so when they kind of reveal
Yeah.
that, it's like, yeah, yeah, we get it. He's got a tragic story, but he's still a jerk. He's still being that.
Yeah.
So like I don't think they were trying to like make it an excuse, but again, it just kind of always seems that way to me. It's like, yeah, okay, it does suck. It's a sucky story, but you are doing a real good job of hating yourself. So
What else is there to talk about? Oh, well, this episode ends with Saeed leaving to go off on his lonesome. Saeed spinoff coming up.
yeah, Lost featuring Saeed, which of course he does. Of course he just decides to be like, yeah, I could do it. I'm gonna go map the island.
It would be like Saeed from the Book of Lost, because that's like a thing. Spin-offs like to do like the Book of. They did Jigsaw. No, they did Spiral from the Book of Saw, and everyone's like, "What book? Book of Saw? What?"
Yeah, I was kind of wondering that too.
Doesn't like Walking Dead have like the Book of Daryl or something like that, or the Book of Carol? Is it spin-off?
The Book of Carol. I don't think so. They have the Book of Eli. That's a good movie.
Okay, well that's not like that's a little different. But there's some terrible Walking Dead spin-off title. It's like Walking Dead Daryl. I think it's the Book of Carol. I'm pretty sure it is. Hold on, I gotta look this up.
The
This is a
Book of
terrible title.
Carol. The Book of.
The Walking.
Yeah, the Book of Carol. The what? It's so stupid.
because it's specifically The Walking Dead, Daryl Dixon, The Book of Carol. That's the
No,
official
is it?
title
That's
for
really the
season
title
2.
for it.
Yeah,
Yeah, How to watch the Walking. How to watch The Walking Dead. Daryl Dixon. The Book of Carol. Come on.
and because like it's one of the worst TV titles I've seen. There's another really bad one.
Well,
Uh,
like that they did that title because they were trying so hard to get people to watch not this, but this. Because The Walking Dead, people are kind of on the fence. Daryl Dixon, like, okay, that's a little bit better, but it's not just Daryl Dixon; it's the Book of Carol. So you're getting like a very specific people that want to watch this.
yeah. Another notoriously bad TV
Percy
title
Jackson.
is Pennyworth. They had the show Pennyworth,
Oh yeah.
which is it's a prequel about Alfred Pennyworth, Batman's butler. But like, I guess no one was watching it or whatever, and so they changed the title for like the last season to be like Pennyworth: The Origin of Batman's Butler. It's like the worst title ever.
Yeah, it is. That's really Pennyworth, the original Batman. Oh, why didn't you just say so?
And then there's another one about Jeffrey Dahmer. I gotta look it up because it's another like 50 subtitles.
I thought like Percy Jackson had one or something.
Oh yeah, well they just got long. It's like Percy Jackson and the Olympians, the Lightning Thief is the
Okay,
title.
yeah. It's condense it, people. Come on, like
I need to look up. Here's the title for the Jeffrey Dahmer TV show. Dahmer Monster, the Jeffrey Dahmer story.
who agrees to these? Who is the one signing off on these titles, man? Like, come on.
Like, why couldn't they just do Monster, the Jeffrey Dahmer story? Why do they
Yeah,
need Dahmer in there twice? It's like I don't understand the logic that these people are having about what they're doing.
I don't know. What did you think about the episode overall?
I thought it's a pretty solid episode. Um, I forgot. I brought it up. I didn't complete the thought. I guess I was talking about Saeed leaving, which that does, you know, it, at this point in season one, we kind of start seeing like a flow from episode to episode. Like you'll see how the next episode is setting up whoever is upcoming. So I guess
Did the
spoiler alert.
did the moth do that with Sawyer?
No, but like we start seeing it more
Okay.
now. So because like spoiler alert, Saeed is we're getting a Saeed episode
Right.
right after this. So look forward to that.
Saeed or Syed? 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 I don't know.
It's Saeed.
I swear somebody calls him like they pronounce it differently.
I don't think so.
Syed. Syed. I don't know. Iraqi man. Gone genuine Iraqi. Uh,
But yeah, it was a pretty good episode overall. There's a lot of good quotes and Sawyer isms, I guess you could say.
see if we were using my new method of ranking episodes. This isn't really. I guess it's not really a method of ranking. More so, it's a method of uh, of assigning a score.
Okay.
It's called the island method.
And what is that? Give us the deets.
Well, of course, it's an acronym. So you
Okay.
would go individually by each part of the episode, which is just kind of a general, kind of over encompassing for you could do this for anything. But then we would give a separate score for each letter and then average it. So like this episode is probably going to rank pretty high for the D in Island, which is dialogue.
Okay. So well, let's start with the I.
I don't know if I've actually completed the whole thing, but
So you just have the D.
yeah, just have to. No, the I would be. Well, I was kind of tossing around the idea, but might as well just get it out there. So, I think the I would be image.
Image.
Well, I guess we can try to help to figure it out on right now, but
Like
image,
imagery.
yeah, just in general. So I don't want to like camera work or anything, but just image. Like, what do you like the overall cinematography?
Okay.
Or if there is like certain shots that stand out in your mind. Like for me, I remember bringing up like the shot of like Jack sitting by himself while everybody else was at the funeral. Like that was a powerful image in my head. So that would have scored really high. That episode
Right.
in that. But it was image. S I didn't figure out yet because I was kind of torn between something else.
Score, perhaps.
Well, so S L I wanted to be listen. I kind of like listen because it's kind of prompts you more so than makes you think about like this. I like the idea of prompting you to listen to the episode, listen to the music, sound effects, but also like it's mostly the score. But also like the cohesiveness of everything coming together. Like for me, again, referencing the pilot, we were bringing that up about the sound effects on the beach and how that made it much more immersive. Like when the plane was blowing
Right.
up. So I would rank that out. That episode would have been pretty high because also the score was super good. So I don't necessarily want to split those up, but I think together if you just listen. And then A obviously is acting, which I think you can score. And then it was N. This is kind of what I was split between being the S and the N. I didn't know what to really assign because N could be narrative.
Or S could be story.
Yeah, exactly. So it could be story, but then that leaves off one of them. So it could be story or narrative, but then you would have to figure out for the other letters. For the other letter. So
I wonder if we could have.
blank.
I wonder if we could come up with a longer acronym.
I
Something
don't think
else.
we need a longer acronym.
Because I feel like we need different aspects as well. Because like we need. I feel like the flashbacks deserve their own rating, and then like
So I don't know. That's being too Lost specific, I guess. I wasn't going so specific for Lost. Like I was just kind of doing this as like a method or just kind of in general, and we could use it at firstly for Lost. But,
well, if it's not Lost specific, then it doesn't need to be called Island.
well, that's what prompted the creation of it. But if you want to make it Lost specific, then we could do N or S. One of those could be flashback.
N for flashback.
Well, I was gonna make like S special. Should be like what's special about the episode. That's just kind of like it doesn't really fall into any of the categories, but it makes you feel a certain way.
I
But I
don't know.
wasn't
We'll have to
finished
work.
with it, obviously.
Then why did you bring it up, man?
Well, I thought maybe you could help me finish it.
I'll have to see. I feel like we need a longer acronym.
I'm not gonna do anything different than that, so I think we can condense it to Island. I think Island is plenty.
EYE land.
Yeah, Island. So
Well, there was a terrible show on Netflix called Island. It was like I Land. Ugh, it was just like horrible. It was just like people in a group, people sit in semicircle talking. Terrible show.
I guess S could be special in terms of like what you're watching, like what is different to this thing. like S is special for it's flashback, which is special to Lost.
I guess.
We don't need to rate the flashbacks like specifically. Like that's just eh.
Well, I just feel like that should be like.
Yeah, I get it. Like if we're talking, if it's about Lost, we're gonna want to incorporate that too.
See, I think if we're making a rating system, it should be Lost specific. Rate, make it a system that only works for Lost, and like
I guess, but there's not
then
much about Lost that's
then
so different from other stuff.
then if we're talking about something else, then we create a different system that's more specific to whatever that thing is. Like
Yeah, I mean,
green people or whatever, giant green people.
yeah, I mean, I agree with that, but I also think I don't. It would kind of follow a lot of the same stuff, like because there isn't like Lost isn't so vastly different from any other TV show.
Mm.
Anyway, this is behind the scenes stuff that the fans shouldn't have access to unless they're paying for the Patreon exclusive.
Is there anything else we feel the need to mention for this
No, not
episode?
really much going on in this episode. Strangely enough, I guess. I just feel like there's not a lot to talk about.
Well, yeah, it's another character. It's like the character drama period. The Moth was very character drama stuff. Rising Sun was very character drama stuff.
Yeah,
You know, it's
it didn't advance the overall plot any bit whatsoever.
yeah. The next episode is definitely like a little shift, so to speak. It would, I don't know, like the middle of season 1 is very interesting because it kind of like the way it like flows, it's kind of like a roller coaster with like the ups and downs. You can imagine like this is ending and now we're setting up this new thing.
So we're
It's
gonna
like
gain
five.
some momentum in like the next episode for.
Yeah, but it's like five different roller coasters. So like an episode is ending this plot line and calming down in this regard, but like ramping up this other thing and setting up this other thing, and it's there's just a lot. It's a really strong like middle season where the middle of the season could definitely be slower for some seasons, like like an X-Files or Supernatural.
Well, and again, that just speaks to the powerhouse that is Lost because
Yeah.
you got 20 something episodes.
Yeah. And with the 22 episode season, usually what you see is like the first 3 episodes are big, and then like the last 3 episodes are big, and then the middle is just middle stuff.
Well, I guess it's kind of smart in a way, whether it was intended or not. But the fact that you have this many characters gives you the opportunity to say, like, hey, we're going to have a character driven episode and showcase this guy. And using flashbacks, we don't need to advance the plot any bit, but we still get to have a cool story condensed into one episode.
Right.
So that's, I mean, I assume this first season. Would you say the first season is one of the better ones?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm of the opinion that there's two type. Did I say this? I feel like I said this already. I'm not going to say it again too much. Well, like I said, there's two types of Lost fans: people who like the first half of the show, people who like the second half of the show. And season 1 is really strong. Season 5 is also really strong.
I feel like I'm gonna fall into the first halfers,
I don't know.
other than season
I think
four.
I think you're going to be a second halfer. I think your three favorite seasons are going to be 1, 4, and 5.
That's not fair. You already know one in particular.
Well, have you seen all of season 4 though?
uh, seen half
You've
of it
seen like
maybe.
you've
Not.
seen like the best of season 4.
I mean, I've seen a solid 2 discs, so that's about half.
I mean, like I don't know, 2 isn't that bad either. I feel like a lot of people might put 4 and 2, on the same level. So maybe you like 2 more than 4. That's a possibility.
Does it have as much with Michael?
Uh yeah.
Well, it's a possibility then.
I mean, I would say more with Michael because I'd have to see because Michael's not in a whole lot of season 4.
Does Michael get his own episode prior to Meet Kevin Johnson?
Yeah,
Okay.
he's got 2. He's got special in this season, which I don't actually particularly care for this episode. Special. And then he has Adrift in
Hmm.
season 2. And then another one in season 2 as well. So he's got three flashback episodes and then Meet Kevin Johnson.
Meet Kevin Johnson. It's not. It's like it's, it's like a homemade meme at this point. Like just saying the words "Meet Kevin Johnson" just evokes a certain response, like a
It's
feeling
like
from me.
it's like a meme only. It's like a you specific meme.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like if you say "Meet Kevin Johnson," like I automatically think about a bunch of different stuff. But, but I mean, anyway, I think that's. I
And it's
think
like only relevant to you too, because like no other you know you're like the only person who's seen Lost that like fixates on this one particular episode
well,
of the show.
yeah, to be kind of bleak. Now it is specifically just me. So, um, but yeah, so I think we've kind of hit on everything. Unless there's
Uh,
something else you want to talk about.
yeah. Well, you talked about the episode kind of being slow for plot.
Well,
Uh,
plot over like it doesn't advance the there's none of it doesn't bring the island forward any. You
yeah.
know.
Well, I would say the way it does that would be what we get next
So the
with
way it does
Saeed.
that is by not doing it.
Well, it puts Saeed in this position.
Yeah. Yeah, I
It's
mean
almost
it's
it's almost
necessary.
more for Saeed. A lot of this episode putting Saeed in that place, going back like he clearly doesn't like that he resorted to torture.
Well, yeah, I mean that was
It's not something that he's particularly proud of.
Well, obviously, yeah. I think, yeah, he kind of reverted back to a person he didn't want to be. Obviously,
So yeah, it'll be interesting to see where that.
I gotta look up how tall Evangeline, is that how you pronounce it? Evangeline
Yeah.
Lily is, because there are many moments. Like, I almost thought the camera was doing some like weird effect accidentally. Like it was like some like, what do they call, like I think a tilt shift or something, making her look smaller. But she looks like a child in some of these shots. Like, she's short. She's like a small person.
Yeah, she probably is. She's got to be like she's probably like middle five, like
I,
5'6" or something like that.
I bet she's like 5'3".
I'm gonna look it up right now.
That's what I'm gonna do. Height, because and if she's not that short, she's just tiny. Five
Maybe
five.
just like
So we'll say 5'4".
yeah, maybe just everyone else is tall too.
But she's like got really narrow shoulders and kind of like shorter arm. Like, she just kind of looks tiny. But it was just gonna throw me off for a second. Scarlett Johansson 5'3".
Mm.
Huh. The more you know. Tom Cruise 4-0.
Yeah, Tom Cruise is like notoriously short, I think.
Why did I Thomas Cruise?
Oh, I gotta find something. There is this like great TikTok I saw of like Shaq and Kevin Hart interacting, and it's hilarious because Kevin Hart's like 4'9" and Shaq is of course like 7 feet. So
Oh yeah, I can't imagine. Like, Shaq's like a tower. Like, that dude is huge. He was big even in NBA standards. Like, just big. Like, not tall, but just a huge person.
yeah.
Like, he's a monolith of a person.
So yeah, I guess that's it for the episode.
Would say so.
Uh, yeah. Thanks for listening, guys, and we'll see you next time.